Welcome to the week of January 24th. I am citrinechaka, and I'm going to be bringing you this week's astrology report and zodiac messages. This week, we're going to start off with the astrology report. Okay, so as you know, last week the sun entered Aquarius, so happy birthday to all of our Aquarius friends out there. It is now Aquarius season. Now, this week we have the full moon in Leo on the 28th. The 28th is a Thursday. Okay, now it could happen, depending on what time it's happening, it could happen on the 27th. Let me just double check. Okay, it's happening moon opposition sun 2:16 p.m. So yeah, it is going to be on Thursday for just about everybody. Full moon in Leo. So find out where Leo is located in your chart to find out where you might have sort of like a culmination going on in your life. Now, we also have Mercury going retrograde this week on the 30th, and that is a Saturday. Okay, now we are already in the Mercury pre-shadow period. Some of us feel the Mercury retrograde in the pre-shadow period. Some of us feel it in the post-shadow period. Some of us feel it while it is actually retrograde. So just depending on what energies you pick up, you could feel it before. You can feel the Mercury retrograde before it actually goes retrograde. So just to let you know, Mercury is going retrograde on the 30th. Okay. Now, let's move back a bit. On the 26th, we have a square going on. We have the sun in a square to Uranus. This is going to be a day where you might see some disruptions happen. You might get into disagreements with others, or you might witness others having disagreements. You might have sort of like a restless spirit around this time on the 26th. So just remember that and watch out for that. And then, so let's say you're at work and you notice people, being on edge. You can kind of sit back and know that this too shall pass. It's just, the sun in a square to Uranus can cause disruptions and disagreements. That's a possibility. Now, on the 28th, we have Venus in a conjunction to Pluto. This is a day, or let's say this is an aspect where you might experience intense love relationships. You might do things in a relationship like you might just start an argument just to get attention from your partner. You might say something like, I don't think you love me. You haven't told me you love me. We haven't been out for a while. Something like that. That's an example of something that can happen around when Venus is in a conjunction to Pluto. Venus, the planet of love, is in a conjunction to the planet that wants to transform things. So you might find yourself, if you're in a relationship, you might find yourself wanting something new to happen in your relationship. And if you're single, you might find yourself trying to put yourself out there. You might find yourself going up to someone who you've been having a crush on. Something like that can happen when Venus is in a conjunction to Pluto. Okay, but when Venus is in a conjunction to Pluto, you will definitely want attention from your love interest around that time. Now, on the same day, we have the sun in a conjunction to Jupiter. So overall, it is going to be an optimistic day because when the sun is in a conjunction to Jupiter, it's all about being optimistic. And you will find that a lot of people will have a lot of energy around this time. Just try not to overdo it because you might have so much energy built up. You might feel like you can just do everything. You can just keep going and going and going. So make sure you don't overdo it around the 28th because remember the 28th is also the day of the full moon in Leo. Leo is the sign that can be dramatic. So to have a full moon in Leo, you might have now remember, on the 28th we have the full moon in Leo, we have Venus in a conjunction to Pluto, and then we have the sun in a conjunction to Jupiter. Jupiter wants to expand, Venus wants to love, and Leo sometimes wants to be dramatic. So that might be a very dramatic day as far as love is concerned, as far as relationships are concerned. Okay, so just keep an eye out for that. Now, let's get into the zodiac messages. And let's start with Aries. And the deck that I'm using this week, I'm using the Fairies deck. All right, so let's see. What is the message for Aries for the week of January 24th? Whoa, my whole deck fell on the ground. 1 minute. Wow, I think Aries had a lot going on last week, and it looks like it's going to continue. I mean, looking at all of the cards that just fell out, it's like, whoa, what is going on, Aries? So a lot of you Aries might have a lot of things going on this week. But let's get one card for you. Aries. Shuffling on camera for Aries. Aries, what do you have? You have the Six of Cups. Okay. So some of you Aries this week, you might bump into an old childhood friend this week, or someone from your past might just come to your mind. It could even be a romantic interest from the past coming back for some of you Aries this week. Okay. And remember, Mercury is going retrograde this week. And a lot of times when Mercury is retrograde, it can bring back people from your past. So a lot of you Aries out there, you might have old boyfriends, girlfriends coming back into your lives, or you might bump into them. But overall, it should be a good week for a lot of Aries. You have the Six of Cups. Let's move on to Taurus and see what is in store for Taurus. Taurus. All right, Taurus, what do you have? Ooh, Taurus, this is going to be a great week for you. You have the Ace of Swords. Okay, and the Ace of Swords talks about success. Okay, so a lot of you Taurus people are going to feel like a success this week. Look at that. The Ace of, in this deck is called Ace of Winter, but it's the Ace of Swords. Okay, this week you need to remember to keep going after your dreams, even if you have challenges, because success is guaranteed for you this week. This week, a lot of things that you've been working on, you're going to feel like everything is coming together. Okay, you might even come up with some amazing new ideas this week. That is for Taurus. Now, let's move on to Gemini. See what's in store for Gemini this week. Gemini. That one's turned around. All right, here we go. Gemini. Gemini. Gemini, you have the Four of Pentacles. So this week, money is going to be on your mind. You're going to be thinking about saving. You're going to be thinking about a budget. You might have something that you're saving up for, and you might finally come up with a budget or a plan to accomplish your financial goals this week. And you might also find yourself helping out those who are less fortunate. So you might be giving to charity. You might be helping a friend out who is in a financially distressed situation. That is for Gemini. Now, let's move on to Cancer and see what is in store for Cancer for the week of January 24th. Cancer. Here we go. Cancer, what do you have? Oh, Cancer, you have the Ace of Swords. So Cancer, this is going to be a great week for you. You're going to feel like a success. And also, this is a sign that a lot of you Cancers will receive clarity about something this week. When the Ace of Swords comes up, something that you maybe have been confused about or on the fence about, you will receive clarity about that this week. Okay? That is for Cancer. Now let's move on to Leo and see what's in store for Leo this week. Leo, what's in store for Leo? Leo. Leo, you have the Four of Wands this week. So this week, a lot of Leos will find themselves thinking about things that they can be grateful for. Okay? A lot of Leos are going to feel at peace this week. You're going to feel grateful. You're going to feel content. So this is going to be a great week for Leos. You have the Four of Wands, and it talks about peace, contentment, okay? And finding things to celebrate in your life. Okay, so that is going to be a great week for Leos, for most Leos. Now, let's move on to Virgo. What's in store for Virgo? Virgo, what do you have? Wow, Virgo, you have the same card. And I know you saw me shuffle these cards. So, Virgo, same thing I just told Leo. It's going to be a great week for you. You're going to feel at peace. You're going to feel like you have things to be proud of, things to celebrate. So, it's going to be a great week for Virgos as well this week. Now, let's move on to Libra and see what's in store for Libras. Shuffle on camera. Libra. Libra, you have the Moon card this week. Okay. So this week, Libra, you are going to be letting go of worry and fear. This full moon in Libra for a lot of this full moon in Leo that's happening this week is going to find a lot of Libras letting go of worry. Okay. Remember, fire signs and air signs sextile. So that means that when the moon or the sun is in a fire sign, then the air signs benefit. So this is going to be a great week for a lot of Libras. You're going to be letting go of fear. You're going to be receiving intuitive messages. You have the Moon card this week. All right, let's move on to Scorpio. 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 Scorpio, you have the Prince of Wands. So this is going to be a week that you want to take action. A lot of you Scorpios, this is a great week for you to take action on some things that you're working on, okay? A lot of you are going to be very self-confident this week. A lot of you are going to be charming. So overall, this is going to be a very influential week for Scorpios. If you've been waiting for a week to make a move, or if you've been waiting for a sign that it's time for you to make your move, this would be the week for a lot of Scorpios when the Prince of Wands shows up. Okay. Now let's move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Ooh, Sagittarius, you have the Lovers card this week. So this week is going to be a week of balance for a lot of Sagittarius people. If you're in a relationship, you're going to feel like this is your one true love. Okay. And if you've been sick lately, some of you Sagittarius, if you've been feeling sick, you're going to feel like you are healing, like you're getting back to your old self. Okay, so it's going to be a great week for Sagittarius as well. Let's move on to Capricorn. What's in store for Capricorn? Capricorn. Capricorn. Capricorn, you have the Ten of Wands. Okay, so this week you might feel like you have so much going on. You might feel like you have a lot of weight on your shoulders. You might feel like you have a lot of irons in the fire this week, Capricorn. So you are being asked, if you feel like you have too much going on, ask for help. Ask for help or give yourself a break this week. This is for Capricorn. Okay. So remember that this week. That is for Capricorn. Now let's move on to Aquarius. Whoa, Aquarius. Let's see. 1 minute. Aquarius, this card fell out for you. You have the Ten of Cups. Okay. The Ten of Cups represents the ultimate happiness, the ultimate fulfillment. So this week is going to be a great week for a lot of you Aquarius people out there. Okay. You're going to feel emotionally fulfilled with your family and your friends. And you might find yourself surrounded with people whom you can trust this week. That is for Aquarius. Aquarius, it should be a great week for you. Now, let's move on to Pisces. What's in store for Pisces? Pisces. And again, this is the fairies deck that I'm using this week. Pisces. Pisces, you have the strength card this week. So you're going to feel courageous. You're going to feel like you have this inner strength within you to do whatever you have to do this week. Okay. Don't forget the power of kindness and forgiveness. And it's time to embrace how wonderful you truly are, Pisces. So those have been the zodiac messages and also the astrology report for this week, the week of January 24th. I hope everybody has a great week, and I'll see you next week.